You are very warm welcome. This is Entertainment Ka Punch. Addressing the 75th General Assembly of the United Nations, Chinese President Xi Jinping strongly supported the central role of the United Nations. In his video address, he emphasized the need for justice, mutual respect, and equality, and said that all nations, large and small, should work together to strengthen the United Nations. The United Nations held a summit on the occasion of its 75th anniversary at its headquarters in New York on the 21st. Representatives of more than 100 UN member states and observer states, as well as representatives of international organizations, addressed the gathering via video link. President Bolankar of the 75th General Assembly of the United Nations said at the opening ceremony that the United Nations over the past 75 years, it has worked hard to coordinate the efforts of different countries and has achieved successes in a number of areas, including the establishment of the international arms gift system, peacekeeping operations around the world, and the protection of civilians. On the occasion of the 75th anniversary of the founding of the United Nations on the 21st, Chinese President Xi Jinping delivered a keynote address. In his speech, Xi Jinping called on the United Nations to focus on eliminating injustice, enforcing the rule of law, promoting cooperation, and taking action in the aftermath of the epidemic. He also said that China has always been a multifaceted country. China will actively participate in the reform and construction of the global governance system, and will promote the building of a society in which human beings are equal. Xi Jinping pointed out that 75 years ago, the people of the world went through bloody battles and the world achieved a great victory against the fascist forces through unity. This is the victory of justice and the victory of the people. In the first half of the last century, the United Nations came into being after the terrible wars that mankind has experienced twice. This institution has gone through an extraordinary period of 75 years. Now a new chapter of peace and development has opened in the world. In his address, President Xi Jinping put forward 4 proposals to make the institution more active. Maintaining the first justice, the establishment of mutual respect and equality of all countries, large and small, is a matter of urgency and a fundamental requirement of the principles of the United Nations Charter. We must adhere to the principle of broad consultation, common partnership, and common interests, and all countries must jointly maintain global security, share the fruits of development. The voice of the United Nations must be balanced, reflecting the interests and aspirations of most countries. Second, strict enforcement of the rule of law. The aims and principles of the United Nations Charter are fundamental to the maintenance of international relations and an important cornerstone of the stability of international discipline. Without fear and degradation must be maintained. The relations and interests of different countries can only be harmonized with the system and rules. Third, promoting cooperation. Promoting international cooperation is the main reason for the establishment of the United Nations and an important goal of the United Nations Charter. Relying on the Cold War mentality, drawing ideological lines, and playing the zero-sum game, thus neither internal issues nor the common challenges facing humanity can be addressed. Focus on the fourth process. In the practice of multifaceted practice, one should take action instead of complaining. The United Nations must promote security, development, and human rights in a balanced way. In particular, it must implement the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. President Xi Jinping stressed that China was the first country to sign the UN Charter, a founding member of the UN, and the only developing country among the permanent members of the Security Council. China will continue to play a key role in the development of this institution. Thank you for watching. Hope you like video. Please share and please subscribe channel.